Hello, welcome to another section of my data entry class. In today's class, we'll be looking at how to use the grade function in Excel and some other functions I'll be explaining here. In the last class, I gave an assignment that you create a table that has student name, subject, score, and grade. Okay, so I want to assume you have something similar to this table in your what's it called? In your spreadsheet. So now, without wasting our time, these are just a sample data. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names. Sorry, 8 names with 8 different score. Your score can be any score you want to use. So I'm using this particular grading for my for this tutorial. So student that has score between 25 and 30 will be having grade A, between 20 and 24 be having B, and just down the table. This is the grading I will be dealing with. Just this, you get it? Okay, so this is the table I'm dealing with. All right, so let's get back here. So now I want to input the grade. Let's assume that you're having 1000 students. It will be so boring and stressful for you to start inputting A, and you go back to your grade sheet to check if what is the score between this and this, you enter B. So it will be so stressful. So to make it easier using the Excel worksheet, what you have to do is, one, create your table of score, which is something that I have down here. So you see you have this already. So with this, we are going to be applying the Excel conditional function that will help us to automatically input the grade where necessary. Do you get it now? All right, so I'm just going to click on this first section here where I want to have my grade, and I'll start with the equals to button. So after that, I open brackets and then I type all this instruction. Okay, now if you look at this section is C2. So I will say that this is what I'll be saying. I will say if C2 is greater than 24, comma, then the value for the grade should be A, because score from 24 and from 25 upward are A. So any score that is greater than 24 should be set as A. Excuse me. Else, if the same C2, that section where the score is greater than 19, okay, then the grade should be B. So what that condition explains is that if the input in this section where I have 23, if the score there is between 20 and 24, then the grade should be B. That is just what that says. Then I'm going to proceed and say if C2 is greater than 14, then that should be C, right? Yes, that should be C. That should be C, comma, okay. If bracket open, C2 is greater than 11, comma, then excuse me please, the grade should be D. Else, if it is less than any of the stated condition, the grade should be E. The grade should be E. Sorry, please. E. Okay, so that's done. So now I have to close the brackets. All the brackets I've opened, I have to close them. I have 4 conditions, so I'm going to be having 4 brackets. So once I'm done with that, I just click on this mark button. Then if you look at this, you see that I'm having B there already. You can see. So now, instead of having to input this same code or write the same code over and over for all the sections, all I just have to do is, if you look at this section where B is highlighted, I'm going to click and drag this bottom part. Sorry, not that. That's a mistake. So I'm going to click here and drag it down. Then I click over this portion, then I click on Autofill. So Autofill will automatically apply the formula to every other row in that section. Do you see? So 19 has grade C and blah 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 and all of that. Do you see? So let's assume if I can change the condition and it will still apply to all of them. Let's assume I'm coming back here to change my condition where I have, okay, maybe where I have B, for example, I want to have good. Can you see? So you can see that good applied here. So all I just have to do is I have to just come back here and use the autofill. I'm going to do what? I light and clear all this portion. I clear it, then I can drag this down and use the autofill function again. So if you look at for 23 and 21, they are both having good. Do you see that? But we don't want to use that, so I'm going to clear this, click on this and click on clear, then I edit my code back, and I'm going to be setting this place to be B instead of good. So that's that. So now I click A and drag down, then press and hold, click on autofill. So that is set already. Now let's assume we have another set of data. Okay, before I forget, now let me just zoom this up. Okay, now if I want to add border to my table, I can just do all of that by clicking on this button at the bottom right corner of my screen. So once I click on this, it asks me what type of border did I want to add. Did I want to add full border, which is this, you can see, or I want to add this type of border, or this or this. So whichever one you want to add, you can just select. So I'm using a full border so that you can see all this. You can see each table and the contents in each of the tables, just like you can see. Okay, you can see we have that now. All right, let me quickly explain this again. I'm sorry I have to rush this time. I've actually recorded this 25 minutes video, but since it had no sound, it makes no sense. Okay, now I have another set of data, just like you can see on the screen. This. So now I have this set of data. Let's assume it's a data that actually I have. I can do this. Let me just do this. Autofill. So I just repeat that. So I click on this, repeat this, and say autofill, and I'm just going to do this and say excuse me, autofill. So now let's assume I have all this set of data and I have it as long as maybe 1,000 lines. Imagine if I have to add up all this data, it's going to take a lot of time. So it will be so stressful for me to press my calculator, add this up, go back, write, input the value, add this up. No, that would be very stressful. So what I need to do is, under this section, I'm going to do this all over again. So sorry, I'm going to clear this off. So at this section where I have my total, I'm going to start with the equals to sign. Excuse me. So I'm going to type sum. Sorry, please. So sum, then I'm going to select the range with which I want my sum. If you look at the code, is showing value 1, value 2, and the like. So I will select 60, then drag the edge of 60 to this end. So which means that it's 60, this line 60 is cell E15, and the last point here is G15. So I'm adding from 60, 34, and 67. So once I close the bracket and I click on this mark sign, it's going to give me the value for that. So instead of having to input the same equals to sum and the range of data for other levels, all I just have to do is I just have to select this that I've drawn, then drag down to the point where I want to end my selection, then press and hold on the selection, use autofill. Then autofill will automatically give me the score or the addition of everything. Let's assume I want to get the total of everything under the total section. All I have to do is I just use equal sum, open brackets. So I want to get the sum of everything from here down. So then I just replace the comma with the close bracket and I click on. So you can see we have 4,342. So that is excuse me, that is one way to use the Autosum function. I've explained how to use the autofill function just like I used here. So I can just select this and drag down, then press and hold this, the autofill. The autofill function it helps to repeat the same formula, the same function, or the same number instead of having to type it multiple times. Excuse me, please. Or let's assume you are creating a set of data. You have to create a set of data that will be used to check attendance of students, and you have to use a checkbox button to show when they are absent or when they are present. So it will be so stressful for you to start drawing diagram and applying some code. So all you just have to do is select the range of cells that you want to apply your checkbox for. So come to these three dots at the top right corner, then come to data validation, then you can select the type of the type of option you want. So I'll be selecting checkbox for this. So then I'll click on save. So you can see we have this. So let's assume, sorry, okay, I think this is still fine. Let's assume we have someone's name here, maybe Esther. You're creating a data, an attendance data, and you want to see if Esther is present. So you can tick when she's present. You can see just like that. Let's say maybe Pius is absent. You can see it's not ticked, and like that. So if you want to create a data that a kind of data that involve attendance sheet, you don't need to start disturbing yourself in creating. So if you have 20 data, you just select 20 selections, just like I did. You just select 20 rows like this, or then you come to data validation, then you select checkbox, and boom, save. Then you have that. Do you get it now? So I'm just going to delete this. I don't need it. Okay, so that is another thing I've explained. I've explained the conditional statement or conditional formula that helps to check the range of values, whereby if this is this, okay, print this, else if this is this, print this. Then I've explained the autofill function, then the grade, how to calculate the grading of students, okay, then checkbox. Another thing I would like to explain is, all right, I think I don't want to make this too long, so I will have to explain that in the next section of my video. Okay, then before I forget, I actually told you about a particular feature whereby your client or whoever you're working for has given you a particular data to compute electronically, and the data is in a pictorial form, that is in picture or in an image form. It will be so stressful for you to start looking at the image and inputting the data one after the other. In the last class, I explained that you can use the insert function and insert image, insert data from image, and all of that, and blah blah blah. And some of you gave me feedback that you are having issue with the data generated. So for a better result, I'm going to be dropping a link, or okay, don't let me just say link. So for you to get a better data for your input, if you are using image to Excel file, go through this website, extracttable.com. So once you visit extracttable.com, I'm going to be showing you that now. So once you visit extracttable.com, you input or you upload the file that you need to convert to, what's it called? The file that you need to convert to Excel format. So once you input it, it upload the file, process the file, and convert it to the necessary Excel document. Now it splits your data into multiple pages so that you can be able to arrange, edit, and it makes sure that your data are organized, and even you don't have to do any typing, all of that. All you just have to do is copy and paste and put the necessary information where necessary. So let me quickly show you that. So I'm going to head up to my browser. So I'm going to head up to my browser and I'm going to type extracttable.com. So this is the website. So I want to upload an image, so I'm going to select JPG. So once I select JPG, so I can come to my table and select the information that I want to upload. Then I click on done. So once I click on done, I click on OK. Okay. Sorry, I think my data is off. Yeah, I think that's correct. So I just have to on my data again. So I click on JPG, then I select the image I want to use. Sorry for this delay. Then I click on done, then it starts to upload. So for some reason, because I have used this multiple times, it has to give me some kind of error because they have limited free time you can use this. So do you get now? So I have to wait for 60 seconds or more. So at the end of the day, it's going to give you a file just like the one I have here. It's going to give you something like this. Okay, I think I have this. So at the end of the day, you have a file just like this. Okay, let me open it with Excel. So it will convert the data you have uploaded and give you something like this. You can see, so it gives me all my data in different pages. So this is all the data. All I just have to do is copy and paste and put them in the necessary places. So you can see this is my data. You can see, so I can do a lot of things here. I can edit and do some formatting if I need to, if there's need for that. So I want to quickly adjust the size and so that the text can fit. So you can see the full name is showing and everything. So with this, I think I'm good. With this, you can actually convert any data in text format or image format to a Excel file and actually carry out some computation on Excel file.